everyone, Nicole Wolfe with Canadian Beats, and we are in Barrie, Ontario tonight, and I'm joined by the super amazing REPARTEE from Newfoundland. Thanks so much for joining us, guys.
Thanks for having us.
Who do I have on the couch?
My name is Meg, and I sing.
I'm Robbie, and I play guitar.
Josh, I play synths and bass.
And I'm Nick, and I play drums.
Amazing, amazing. So, as I mentioned, we're in Barrie, Ontario tonight. We're actually at at a brand new facility, not a new building, but a new to Barrie facility called Mavricks Music Hall. You guys are going to love it here. Sound and lights are absolutely amazing, and I hear we've got a really great crowd coming out tonight. Now, you are opening up for USS this evening, and you are their main supporting act for the whole tour. Where did the tour begin?
Technically, it began in Kitchener, and that was on January 12th, and then USS went down into the States for a couple of days.
Yeah.
So
we're not allowed there yet. Yeah, we didn't get the permission from our parents.
Forgot to bring my permission slip.
Yeah.
So we're just joining them on the Canadian dates of their tour.
Awesome.
So we played Kitchener, and then a week later we joined them in Ottawa, and we've been playing with them ever since.
Amazing. Now, this is their New World Alphabet tour, but you guys are also out promoting your album, All Lit Up, which has some pretty good successes since it was released last year. Definitely lots of recognition that we're going to talk about. So, good on you guys.
Thank you.
Now, we have Canadian Beats is obviously a huge fan of your band. When we got together back at the end of 2016 and we were discussing who we wanted to put on our list of 17 emerging artists to watch for in 2017, you were the first name that came up and kept coming up with no arguments. So, no pressure. But 2016 was amazing for you, and we have no doubts that 2017 is probably going to follow suit. So give us some of the highlights. What were some of your favorite moments of 2016?
Jeez.
2016 was awesome. It ended really great. Like, we had a run with Mariana's Trench and Sean Hook, and that was our first arena tour. We did a headlining tour in the spring for the release of the record. Anybody else?
Releasing the album was a pretty big deal because it took us forever to make it.
And you've got 2 singles off the album?
Yes.
Dukes and Die For You. Awesome. Give me the story behind Dukes.
That song, as cliche as it sounds, was the last song written for the record. And it was written kind of like in the crunch time when we were like, okay, let's just purge a bunch of ideas and see what comes out. And that song is kind of like, the lyrics are about fighting for something that you really believe in, even if you don't like fighting, you don't like conflict. So that's kind of where it came from.
That's great. We've got the video popped up on our emerging artist article, and we can again show the link for that in the interview. If you haven't checked it out yet, it's getting regular rotation on radio and Much Music.
Yeah, it was. It's kind of, I guess, fallen out of cycle now, but yeah.
Amazing. Well, if you haven't heard it, definitely check it out.
Thank you.
Now, as we mentioned, you're touring with USS, and this is actually not the first time you played with them. In November, you played with them in Toronto as part of their 6 in the 6, which was a sold-out tour. They played at 6 mostly small venues in Toronto or the GTA, and you joined them for the one at Danforth Music Hall. And now you're back on tour with them. So I guess it's safe to say that quite a kinship has developed between your band and theirs.
Yeah.
What's it like touring with them?
They're incredible.
Yeah, like their live show is amazing. The guys are even nicer than their live shows. Yeah, like it's awesome. Yeah, like we actually played with them, like Josh's first tour with the band in 2012 in Ottawa. We played with them, and the same thing. It was just like an amazing show, great guys, and a fun time. Like, so it's just great to be able to do that, like 20 days.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's great.
That's amazing. Now, you are an East Coast band hailing from Newfoundland, And is this your first big Canadian tour then? Or no, you toured for your album earlier in the year with Mavricks Trench.
Yeah, well, we've done a fair bit of touring across the country.
Right.
We did our first one in 2013. And this is, I guess, technically the third run that's like coast to coast, but it's not truly coast to coast because
Right.
it only went as far east as Halifax.
That's right.
Fourth, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was so we did 2013.
The 90s and Sermon tour, a release tour, and now this one.
Right. Yeah. Either the East Coast. Yeah, we've been out west a bunch of times. Yeah.
So my question for you is, how is the reception? I mean, obviously, when you're home shows, there's nothing quite like them when you're playing at home. But how does the reception from your fans compare here?
Like here in Barrie, or
Just outside of your province.
it kind of depends where we play.
We see a big difference lately. Like things like people are starting to come out, like getting the radio play, getting like the recognition and that from this album. Like it's like people come out and they're like, "Oh man, that was a great show." And we're like, "Awesome, Liz, thanks for coming early." And they're like, "Yeah, we came early to see you." And we're like, "Why?" And it's like, "Oh, I heard their song on the radio, or I saw the video, or whatever." So like, it's awesome to see that happening, and that. So that's really helping the show. Like seeing people in the audience, and we can see they're singing along to the songs and that. So that obviously people knowing that, like knowing the material is just gonna like liven up the show overall,
Absolutely.
right? So,
Absolutely. And you've recently announced on Facebook that you're actually going to be playing at quite a big show at Canadian Music Week. Now, what's that about?
So every year the Canadian Music Week does it's what's called the Indies, which is like these like indie awards that they give out to Canadian bands and stuff. So we're playing the award show,
Right.
which is awesome because we played Canadian Music Week for the first time in
2012.
2012.
Beginning.
That it feels like we've come a long way because that was like a really tiny venue. There's like 30 people there, maybe.
I wasn't even there.
Yeah. Yeah, it feels like a long time ago. So it's really, really cool to be like in 2017, 5 years later, playing basically like their award show. So that's really neat.
That's great. Now, if you can hear that in the background, we're not in a club. I believe that's Barrie's band, the Alpacas, doing their sound check. So I'm not sure if that's coming through on the camera, but that is in fact what's going on here. Now, what does the rest of 2017 look like for your band?
Well, we're finishing this tour, and then we've got a couple things coming up. Like we're playing the Indies, the Canadian Music Week, and then we're doing the East Coast Music Awards in April. But other than that, we're just basically back in the studio, writing, working on new material,
Amazing.
new record, hopefully.
Awesome. To be released in 2017, do you think?
We'll
too early to tell right now. I guess.
Yeah.
It depends on how quick things happen. Because I mean, All Lit Up was supposed to be released in 2014.
Yeah.
But then one thing led to another, and we just
Of
reworked
course.
things and added songs and everything. So who knows? Maybe by 2025, we'll definitely have another album out by 2025.
Amazing.
Yeah.
As long as you keep the bar low, you'll never disappoint yourself.
Exactly.
Just put
That's great.
posters around the country and just say 2025, and then maybe we'll have it out.
Amazing. Now, what is your must-have item to have on tour? Collectively, do you have one as a group, or do you each have something coveted?
Well, you gotta have your Nintendo DS. That's a must.
For downtime.
That's
Yeah.
really crucial. Instruments.
Usually pretty important.
Yeah, I take my guitar to
Every
almost every
gig.
gig.
Yeah.
Almost every gig, I would say. Possibly every gig. I haven't kept track, but there's quite possible that I've had a guitar at every gig I've played.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got a Polaroid instant camera with us on this run.
Oh, that's so fun.
Yeah, so
that's so great.
That's been really fun. We've taken like a bunch of photos backstage, and we've had some people take some of us on stage and stuff too.
Right.
So.
It's so important nowadays to have those moments because everything's digital, right?
Yeah,
And
exactly.
That's awesome.
We forgot the most important thing. Swimming trunks.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
very
yeah.
important.
That is the most important
Yeah.
thing. Whenever we whenever we can, whenever we get time, no matter like what time of year it is, being in the pool, like, it's so amazing. The pool and the hot tub and that, if we're in a hotel or anything, get in, like, just for a little bit, like, being in the van and looking around here, it does wonders just to be able to sit down, like, in a hot tub or whatever, you know, drink some wine.
Hit the reset button.
Yeah, well, yeah, exactly, yeah. So
it's good for the muscles.
Yeah, it's great for, like, even just for peace of mind. Or that,
For sure,
you know.
for sure.
Yeah.
Now, who packed the most luggage on tour? Who carries the most stuff?
Honestly, like we're pretty good. We've gotten pretty good at packing really lightly.
Yeah.
Like, I've probably got the most individual bags. Like I have like a bag for most of my clothes, and then I have a suit bag, and my backpack and my purse. But the bags are all usually about
We
the
pack
same.
light, for
Yeah.
sure, yeah.
I take one bag.
Good for
One
you.
bag, yeah, so.
Amazing.
Good for me, good for me.
Good job, Lydia.
I would have such a hard time packing for tour because I pack everything just in case.
Yeah.
But you can't do that on tour because then there's no room for you.
After you
or the
pack,
instruments.
after you pack everything for like 1 or 2 tours, you'll never pack everything ever again.
I guess
Yeah,
so.
you
It
learn pretty quickly.
kind of reels
Yeah.
back. It's like the amount of clothes and everything that you take. You're just like, oh, I only need 2 pairs of underwear. Just turn them inside out, you know, like
Well, the
wash
thing
them
is
in the
too, like
sink.
when we're traveling so much, you start to realize that like nobody notices if you wear the same jacket 2 days in a row.
That's right.
You know, because we're actually in different cities and stuff, so it's like you really learn how to scale down and pack like a couple of like essential things that you feel really good.
Right, right. Now, who's the troublemaker of the band?
Find trouble.
I will leave that to your definition.
Well, who's gotten arrested the most times?
See, like we're pretty tame. Like
Yeah.
we don't drink a lot on the road. We don't like party a whole lot.
Tour antics not really happening.
Well, I mean, you know, we've thrown peanuts at elk, like like not at them, but like tried to feed them for them.
That's not illegal, is it? It might be.
It might be.
All right, so you guys are going on record as being one of the nicest bands in Canada. Then, to me,
Well, that's good.
that's amazing. That's amazing. And what's the last concert you attended as fans?
Crap. Bros, I think. I think it's like
Rose for you.
Last was, I guess, Tokyo Police Club, maybe?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
that would be good.
Speaking of, did I see you, Meg, at they had a 24-hour marathon of a song.
Yeah.
And I was there right around the time that you were on stage.
Oh, nice.
And, didn't put the connection of who you were until later when I was reviewing all of my pictures. And I was like, oh my goodness. So
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
that was probably something pretty cool to be a part of.
Yeah, that was awesome. I showed up kind of later into the evening, and I didn't stay for too long. But like, there were people that were there. It was it 24 hours? It was, wasn't
I
it?
think so.
Yeah, they just played it nonstop for 24 hours. Even when I was there, it was cool to see. Like, I think when I performed it, pretty sure Greg, the drummer, was the only member of Tokyo Police Club actually on stage.
That's right, because they were getting audience members.
Yeah,
and were you there when there was a little boy up on stage?
No, I missed that.
Okay, yeah, they were with us actually. Probably the biggest Tokyo Police Club fan, knew every word to the
Amazing.
song. So, anyways, besides the point. In 20 words or less, describe REPARTEE.
Nice. Swimming.
Pizza.
Pizza. Elk peanuts.
5 words so far.
We tend to describe ourselves as like indie pop with top 40 hooks.
Nice. Amazing. Well, it sounds like, based on the music in the background, that's our cue, and you guys have a busy evening ahead of you. So thank you so much for taking the time to speak with Canadian Beats today. We look forward to the show, and we wish you the best in 2017. So thank you so much.
Thank you. Thanks for all the support that Canadian Beats has given us. There's, countless pictures and stuff that we've posted on our socials from live shows. You guys have been really awesome.
Thanks. Well, there'll me some more from tonight, so feel free to share away. This has been Nicole Wolfe with Canadian Beats, and we'll catch you next time.